and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. I haven't actually been around these parts of the internet for about 4, maybe 5 months. I've been super busy at the back end of 2014, so if you want to read about what was going on and kind of what my resolutions are for the next year in terms of blogging and YouTubing, then I will link that down below for you. I don't have a very exciting background because this is the best room at the moment for lighting. You might be able to see little Reuben there just sitting on the washing basket, so if you're a bit kind of scared about what that big lump is, that's just Reuben, my cat. Today's video is going to be an empties video, or an all used up as I like to call it. I really enjoy these types of videos and I have a whole huge bag full of things, but it's way too big to talk about all of them now, so I'm having to break them down into a few products. So the first product is by Ren, which is a brand I really like. They don't use any sulfates or parabens or any nasties in their skincare, and that's something I'm trying to get more into. So this is one of the first products I tried from them actually, and it's the Ren Glycolactic Radiance Renewal Mask, and this is quite a blogger's favourite actually. It comes in a pump bottle, which is really useful because the formula is quite sticky, so it means there's less mess, and it is a bright orange kind of, as I said, sticky, almost gritty formula. You just apply a thin layer on your face, leave it for about 10 minutes, and then you can either wash it off or wipe it off with a muslin cloth, which is what I tend to do. It can be a bit messy otherwise. And basically it uses a variety of acids to exfoliate your skin gently. You can definitely feel it working. It's quite tingly, which I definitely like, but beware those with sensitive skin because it might irritate your skin a little bit. The acids that is in this is glycolactic, citric and tartaric acids. I haven't heard of tartaric before. And the reason it smells so fruity, it smells and looks like marmalade, is it has passion fruit, grape, pineapple and lemon in it. So basically the point of this is to help eat away all those dead skin cells, using those acids, and reveal brighter new skin underneath. It's meant to kind of give you more radiance in that way. It's meant to help with fine lines, I think, in some people, but I use it mainly for the radiance factor. It helps with congestion as well, and any blemishes and blackheads, so that's kind of why I tend to use it. And I would use this maybe once a week. Sometimes it's a bit less just because it is £30, which is quite expensive for me. In terms of how effective it is, you can feel it working, but I didn't see any huge difference. I never have with kind of chemical exfoliation. I would say that my skin is definitely brighter, it is clearer, and it doesn't feel dry or anything like that. But in terms of blemish and things, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just because what it's targeted at is maybe not what I need dramatically, it's something else. But I did like the kind of effects that it did give. I just don't know if it's worth £30. So I'd like to try something similar, but maybe in a lower price bracket. So if you have any suggestions, that would be really useful. Next in skincare is another product that I'm not so sure about. I'm kind of sitting on the fence a bit, and I've got a full blog post review on this on my blog, so I'll link that below. And it's the very much talked about Cero Zinc by La Roche-Posay, and this is now available in the UK. Before, you could only get this in Paris or other kind of pharmacies and things. So when I went to Paris with Matt last year, I made sure to pick up a few bottles. I really wanted to try it. And basically it's a zinc sulfate solution. You can just mist it on your face. It has a spray kind of top bottle, and it's meant to soothe and calm down your skin. You use it as basically a toner. You can use it on its own, but I would use it as a second toner, which seems a bit excessive, but I just like it to calm everything down. Maybe a bit like I would use Caudalie Beauty Elixir. So it's meant to be for kind of blemished skin. It's meant to aid with that. You can also use it on razor burn, it says, and oily skin. So I actually really like this. I took it on holiday as well when we went to Morocco, and I liked it for soothing any sunburn, or just to kind of hydrate my skin again and calm it down when I'd been in the sun. So it's really good for that, and I do feel like it calms things down a bit, but the way people talk about it, like how amazing it is, I didn't think it was that great. I wasn't totally sold. I didn't see an amazing difference in my skin whenever I used it, but it was very refreshing, very nice, especially in the warmer months. So Again, I'm not totally sold on this. I think I'd want to try some other face sprays, but I know some people absolutely love it. So now you can get it in the UK. I would suggest trying it. It's not like you have to trek all the way over to Paris now to go and get it. Next is a cleanser from the Body Shop, and it's the Chamomile Silky Cleansing Oil. I've also used the cleansing balm or butter in this range, which I really enjoyed a while ago. So I thought I'd pick up the oil because I haven't actually used a proper oil before. I know they're great at taking off all kinds of makeup, especially waterproof, and this definitely does the job. I would normally double cleanse with this just because I like to double cleanse. I do once to get rid of any excess makeup, and then once again to make sure I completely clean my skin. It is very, I would say it is actually very silky. You rub it in, massage it in, and then use some water to make it a little bit more milky to remove it. But I wasn't utterly wowed. I did prefer the balm version of it, maybe because the balm just kind of sinks in and melts into your skin, and I found this a little bit messy. It isn't great for travel either. Obviously it's an oil, but this doesn't close at all, the pump, so I just used this at home. I did like it. I would recommend it, but I wasn't in love with it like I was with the butter. So if I was to choose anything from the range, it would be the butter, and also the eye makeup remover, which is really good. Last in skincare is by Estee Lauder, and I love Estee Lauder for makeup and skincare, one of my favourite brands, and it's the Advanced Night Repair Eye. The packaging is a little bit grotty now because I've had it over a year, and you only need to use a tiny bit. It is very similar to the Advanced Night Repair Serum, as in the kind of smell and texture. It is a kind of gel-like texture, so I really like that because it's not a really heavy cream, so I think that is just too much for my skin at the moment. It hydrated really nicely. You can use it in the morning and evening, which I did. I did both of those because it's really nice under makeup. In terms of how much of a difference I saw in my under eye area, I don't think I saw a massive difference in terms of any fine lines, which I don't have a lot of anyway, or dark circles. But again, I think with eye creams, I don't seem to find them very effective in those areas, just because maybe I'm too young for it. I like to use an eye cream just to keep it hydrated. That's the only issue I have. Although I do have dark circles, I don't think any cream is going to get rid of those, to be honest. So I think I would definitely revisit this maybe when I'm a bit older and I'll receive the effects a bit more, but for younger skin I don't think you'd need to splash out on something like this. You could get away with something a little bit lighter and a bit cheaper from the drugstore. Moving on to body care, I've got a product from the Body Shop, and it's from their Christmas range, which was the glazed apple scent. They had 3 different ranges, but this was definitely my favourite. I also picked up the bubble bath as well, that's how much I liked it. And it basically smells like apple sweets. It's so nice. It's quite sweet, but not too sweet. It wasn't too sickly, so Matt could use it as well. And we went through it pretty quickly. In terms of a shower gel, obviously the scent was really nice. It didn't linger that long, and it didn't really moisturise because it is a gel. It wasn't moisturising at all, but for some reason I just really liked it just for the scent. The last thing in body care is kind of a grotty one now, but it's by Palmer's, and it's their Cocoa Butter Formula Natural Bronze Body Lotion, and I have really enjoyed this for a couple of years now. I tried others which were quite nice, but they didn't give that much colour, and you had to use them for a couple of days to really build up an actual colour. But this is very, well, not very dark, but it definitely gives you a tan overnight or throughout the day whenever you want to apply it. It's very moisturising, as you would expect from a Palmer's product, so very good in that way. It did take a little while to sink in, but not too long, not as long as a body butter, and I love the pump bottle as well, so it doesn't get everywhere. It's mess free. In terms of colour, it comes out in a white lotion, so you have to be careful about where you put it, but it doesn't go streaky at all. It's very hard to make it streaky, but it does have a good colour that develops. In terms of smell, it doesn't smell of fake tan, it just smells like chocolate, and it is just so nice. It is by far my favourite tanning body lotion, and I like it best for in between tanning. If I've already fake tanned, throughout the week I'll use this maybe every 2 days just to keep that topped up. You can use it on its own, use it over a couple of days and get a colour. Like I said, in one use you get a pretty decent colour, especially in someone who, like me, I'm not really tanned, so I would definitely say pick this up. give it a go. I'm not sure about really pale girls, but maybe if you're kind of my colour, maybe a bit darker, this will be a really good one for you. Finally, moving on to makeup. I've only got 2 products here, but they're 2 of my favourite products that I use every single day. So the first is a Battered Up Mascara by Max Factor, and it's their 2000 calorie. This has a bristle brush, which I don't know if you can see from that far away, but it's kind of tapered, it's not too fat, it's not too thin, and this just gives such nice volume and length at the same time. You can use just one layer, you can layer up, and I love that it just lasts all day. I hate it when after a couple of hours your mascara either starts to crumble, which this doesn't at all, even when it's running out it doesn't do that, or kind of fades. It doesn't look like you just applied it, so you have to maybe put some more on. I don't know if that happens to anyone else, but that really irritates me. But this just kind of gives it all, and it's cheaper than a normal drugstore mascara. I find a lot of them around the £10 mark, is around £6 to £7, so a little bit cheaper, and it does the job really well, so definitely recommend this. And lastly is a product from L'Oreal, and it's from their Lumi Magique. That was really terrible French, from that range, and it's basically their dupe of the YSL Touche Eclat. And I really like this. I like it because it's a little bit thicker than the YSL one, and you use this basically as a highlighting concealer. I don't use it by itself because it's not thick enough to use by itself. It won't cover all those dark circles, but it just illuminates. So I literally use it just in the very corners here on top of concealer. I use it down the bridge of my nose, maybe a little bit here on my cupid's bow. That's where I tend to use it. Sometimes I use it just under my brow bone if I want a more dramatic look, before I put on a highlighter, like a powder highlighter. I do repurchase it all the time, and I also really like that it has rose gold kind of bronzy packaging. I know it's silly, but it's nice to have nice packaging on your dressing table. So it's basically, you twist it up and it's a pen. It's one of those kind of pen applicators. So the only annoying thing about that is you don't realise that you only have a tiny bit left and it runs out when you've done like one eye. It's so awkward. So I would definitely recommend this as a budget alternative to YSL, or maybe if you didn't get on with the YSL one, this might be a good one to try instead, because like I said, it is a little bit thicker. So that's it for the empties, or the all used up as I like to call it. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe picked up some products that you would like to try or maybe avoid, depending on your preferences. It's been really fun filming actually. I wish I had more time to do it and better lighting as well, because you know what winter's like. But I hope that it wasn't too kind of ummy and ahry and stuttery, because that always tends to happen when I have a big break. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you did, and leave me a comment or two, because I do like to interact with everyone and make new friends. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll be back soon, but if not, please check out my blog, because I do tend to post there a little bit more often than I do here. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye!